G'day and welcome to part 2 of the YZF cheap Chinese part build. I'm not going to be doing so much talking this time. We're going to get into the work. A few things I want to do on this video. I want to strip down the frame and get the parts off, ready to put new bearings in and clean them up nice and good. We'll have a look at some of the new stuff that I've got in the mail. Some good, some bad, some really good. So yeah, hopefully you'll get a kick out of that. Not much else I can really talk about at this stage. I want to put the new piston in and reshim the valves, but I'm waiting on some parts yet. So we'll just have to wait and see when they turn up. I'm looking at probably about 12 years. So yeah, so hopefully then I'll get them in the mail. It's a long way to Australia in a shipping container, apparently. Takes a very long time. Well, enough of me yabbering on about nothing. Let's have a go at doing some actual work this time and not sitting on my backside trying to sound important on a YouTube video. Yeah, so we did it. And this is she's all broken down now. As you can see, some of these parts haven't seen grease from probably the day that they were put together in the factory, which is no good for dirt bikes, because dirt isn't abrasive and gets in there and it chews stuff out. So a bit better look at the frame. As much as this bike wasn't looked after in terms of cleanliness, I don't think it's been in any major flips or crashes, because it all is pretty straight. I mean, I know I'm just got the camera on at the moment, but I have not a bad eye for things which are level and straight, given the work I do, and it looks pretty good. Good for me anyway. Righto, so yeah, there's the parts. The swing arm, the front forks with that awesome black tape. I shudder to think how long it's going to take to get that off. The wheels, I'll further break these down, take the sprockets off and see if I can reuse those disc rotors. Up here to the fiddly bits. It's me aftermarket handlebar risers, foot pegs, triple clamps. I'll have a look at this bearing. It feels a little bit sandy. Don't know if I think I should be able to pack some grease into there. I'll try my best anyway. I think we'll reuse that. These things will clean up nicely. And again, look at the status of those pins. And there's just no grease on them whatsoever. That one's even started some surface rust. But there's no real wear marks on there that you would expect to see when there's no grease on a moving part or part under friction, which further supports my theory that the bike was just malnourished, so to speak, and not flogged out on a racetrack. But yeah, the garuggi's looking nice and organised. Organisation is the key to success, so they say. Anyway, we'll clean these parts up and start the tedious process of bike restoration. Thanks for watching this bit. Not a change, until day. yeah, well, I sprayed a little bit of Come Off You Bastard on those ones because they're pretty Loctite. And speaking of Loctite, pretty sure they used Loctite on these sprocket nuts and bolts. They're an absolute bastard to get out. There's a couple there that have got the nut off, they just don't want to come out because the threads are all gunked up with Loctite. They're just spinning in situ. But I'll get them off, they won't beat me. Yeah, once they're off, chuck them in the bath. Give them a bit of a clean. You can see that's only been in there for about 15 minutes. You can see the tinge of the water there. All the grease seems to be, I don't know if you'd call it dissolving, but it seems to be lifting, I guess. I'd be no good as a cleaning product salesman, would I? Anyway, yeah, it's really good stuff. It's cheap as from your local Bunnings. Toy Worlds for Duds. Go in there, and so I think it was about $15, and it makes 100 litres. Obviously, I make things 25 times more concentrated than it says on the directions because I'm an idiot. But yeah, that's what I do, and it seems to work all right. I'll leave that overnight. Yeah, this wheel came up all right. Pretty straight. No major dings in it. I did notice though. Where is it? This side? No, the other side. I did notice upon purchasing this rim. It's an Excel rim. You can see there. So they come stock with the bike, but there's little marks. Where are they? There they are. Little marks in Nico there and there. So I dare say that was put on there when it was re-spoked, I believe. But yeah, as for its presentation and its structural integrity, it looks pretty good. I mean, they're all superficial scratches and whatnot. Everything looks pretty good. I'll give them a tighten up. And I got a little surprise for the wheels. I got these U-Butte spoke guards in black in colour. It's pretty a lazy spray painter's way of making your spokes black. So they're just little plastic things I bought online. Where did I get them on Wish, of course. Very reputable site. High quality precision engineering parts. So yeah, I chucked them on when they come in the mail in 2073, and yeah, it should look good. But yeah, I'll get those sprockets and rotor blade off in a minute, and then we'll chuck. Oh yeah, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Swing arm then. I'll take all those bits off. It looks like. Oh no, there's a screw there, but it looks, oh yeah, they're a little, there we go, they're Allen key. I thought they were rivets there for a minute. That's how blind I am. Bloody hell. Yeah, so I'll rip them off, and we'll chuck that swing arm in the bath. I just want to show something for you. You know, they say, you know, your parts from the factory are really, really awesome, and for most part they are. Look at it, it's a beautiful piece of engineering. But then must have been smoko time on Friday, or early knockoff, or someone put beers on and some snags on the barbie. But old mate is like, hey, you got cold beer? Hang on, I'm nearly finished. Check that out. Beautiful piece of welding that is. But I can't talk, I'm the world's worst welder. In fact, I unofficially Guinness World Record holder for that skill, or not having that skill. Yep, righto. Well, that's enough. That's a beast on its own. Geez, I'm not looking forward to that. Let's go on and keep cleaning. Cheers. So I've taken off the rubber, I guess you call them like bungs or stoppers, to save the paintwork off the bike. Because yeah, I have decided that I am going to paint everything black. So yeah, that's all off. What I've got is I've set up a solution of this stuff here. It's a concentrated cleaner, an alkaline solution that gets off grease and all that sort of stuff. I've got a container there. I'm just going to drop my parts in there. I did it with the carby, and all the muck came straight off. Bloody amazing. Even going to chuck the bearings in there. Who cares? There's those rubber, a couple of those rubber stops. A couple of little seals in there. Oh yeah, better chuck that in. What else have I got? Bolts. There'll be a few other things I'll chuck in there. Oh, not these beautiful pieces of work. My imitation Pro Taper handlebars. Beautiful. I won't film this because you're probably bored. Bored out of your heads so far, but I'll take the rotors off and the sprocket, and take this linkage arm off and chuck it in, and then we'll get that and we'll soak it overnight, and we'll see how it turns up. Then I can start going hell for leather with my amazing cleaning abilities. Yeah, righto. Catch ya. Well, we're going to clean the parts down there with a Gertie. Well, that does it. Get it back inside, and then I'll clean them out with the air hose later before I hit them with the wire wheel and the polishing solution. Notice that I didn't specifically aim the high pressure cleaner into where the bearings are. There's some spindle bearings in there. If you release the coupling, that sort of the sleeve that goes in on top of them, they'll just spill out everywhere, and I've got a catastrophe on my hands. So it doesn't really matter if I did get water in there, because I've got an air compressor. There's this new technology that it's only come out this year, so I'll be using the air compressor to clean everything else up. But yeah, if you reckon that was all good, give us a thumbs up. But yeah, high pressure cleaner, definitely a must for dirt bikes. Obviously you got to know what you're doing with them. You don't shove them in places where water's not supposed to go, but when I'm breaking down a bike from scratch, doesn't matter if they get wet or not, particularly the frame, because it's getting repainted. So yeah, it gives me a better look at the wear marks on the frame, where the rider's been, boots have been, and where moving parts have been rubbing, see if there's any stress fractures or cracks in it, or warps and bends and dings. So bring it back inside and I'll scuff it up ready for paint, and we'll go from there. The spokes and the rims, I'm pretty happy with them. They're real good nick, with the fan-dangled spoke covers. It's going to look mint. Thanks. G'day you A's again. This is Kenny. Kenny has a crack. Like I promised, a bit of a item reveal. What I've picked up in the last couple of days for the project build. Righto. First and foremost, my good mate Troy has lent me this state-of-the-art heat gun, a Zito. You can get from our local Bunnings. State of the art. I had to secure a personal loan to actually get this. One's a very high-tech piece of equipment, used for hopefully melting off the fake carbon fibre tape that I whinge about on the front forks. So yep, my good mate said, yeah mate, you can use this if you enter into a payment plan of $99 per month over 6 years. So yeah, that's good. So I'll be using that, hopefully, getting all that crap off. Righto, what do we got here? Oh, I did talk about the levers that I got off AliExpress. Really impressed. I mean, this isn't sarcasm. This is true me. What we've got here is CNC aluminium, which is really, really good quality, as good as you'd get in any of the reputable brands that have been going around for years. So this is really good. I can't say it enough. The springs feel awesome. Everything's machined well. There's no bird edges or nothing. Believe it or not, they've got the bike on the lever, YZF450. Let's be honest, I only bought it because it had that on it. This one here, again, it must have been Friday Arvo, beer o'clock. Whoever put that one on there thought, oh bugger this, I'm out of here. That's a bit crooked, bit skew-if, besides my sense of humour. Anyway, really impressed with them. Can't wait to get them off my imitation handlebars. So it should be really good. Righto, what's next? Oh, this thing here. From Nice CNC, which is a company on AliExpress. Looks like an off-the-shelf type item you just get at your local motorbike shop. Again, cheap as chips. It was $12. CNC cut aluminium. Appears to be in an aluminium bag. Almost impossible to get out. Righto, so what do we got? Yeah, anodized blue, beautiful bit of kit this. Check that out. Really nice. I'm really impressed. It's supposed to be for my bike. If not, it'll make a very nice ornament on a necklace. But yeah, I like it. I really do. That's really impressive. Stainless steel bolts and spaces, bushes, whatever you call them. Yeah, everything really good there. So happy with that. Really happy with that. I had an issue. I bought some lower fork guards. You know, bikes these days have got inverted forks. I mean, let's be real. It's not the 90s anymore. Yeah, so you'd want to put a bit of a cover on there if you're going bush bashing. You might hit a termite mound or a bloody ironbark or something like that and go A over T and wreck your bike. So anyway, I got this. This is an eBay purchase of a company called Coffs Motorsports in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. And what had happened was I ordered it last year, and being away from work, it never turned up. And then I got a notification to say the courier had dropped it off, and which was not the case. And that really pissed me off. So yeah, I contacted the company, and like literally within 5 minutes of my message on eBay, they rang up and organised another one, free of charge, of course. I'd do the same thing if I was in their position. But I just really, I was really impressed with their service, and they couldn't do enough for me. Coffs Motorsports in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, they're on eBay. Really good bunch of people. And I said to them on the phone, I said, look, if it was $10 and I got it from China, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, you leave that in the hands of the motorbike gods. Evil can evil. And yeah, they couldn't do enough. They sent some out in the mail, and here it is. So I'll stop talking and let's open it up. Artec, which is the same, believe it or not, the same guards that I've got from my swing arm are Artec. Let's get it out of the bag. Very riveting watching this fork guards. But yeah, bloody beautiful. Check that out. It looks amazing. With the little metal inserts there for the screws there and bury out the plastic. Really impressed with that mob, Coffs Motorsports. I'll be definitely using them again. And very cost effective as well, and all their stuff's quality. Another thing, because now I am a famous YouTuber, and I use an iPhone 12 Pro to film my mug, I got a little Bluetooth thing so I can go click, and so you don't see me walking to the chair every time, because I have no video editing skills. And you know, wisdom in hindsight, maybe I should have opened this before the video and I would have alleviated that problem. Anyway, that was like $4 eBay. The big one, these are my plastics kit, and again, if I could have found bloody Chinese knockoff plastics, yeah, beauty, she'd be going straight on the beast. But unfortunately, they don't make them for my bike. Anyway, there's obviously a market for them when you got fat old dudes looking to do things on the cheap. Anyway, let's have a look at these. A Kerbis. I mean, what can you say? Kerbis is synonymous with dirt biking and road bike aftermarket parts. Has been for years. High quality stuff. Front wheel guard, blacked out, beautiful. It's going to be ripper. Yeah, so I've got the kit. The kit was relatively expensive, but I mean, look, you put a good set of 3M decals on it, and they'll stand up to whatever I can dish out to it. Obviously, if I stack it, that's a different story, and that's likely to happen too. So yeah, that's about it. I've got a couple of other things. May as well show them while I'm here. In the Garagi workbench, They're those things I rabbited on about last video, the little pipe cleaners for the carby. Or you can also, you know, put eye makeup on those for the Sydney Go Mardi Gras. Also, this is going to be really good for bloody when I adjust the valves or check the valves. I've got to put new valve stem seals on the valve, so I'll pull them out. We may reseat them because obviously I'm not going to be bloody buying any new ones. They're expensive as. But yeah, when I put the valves back in, I may have to reshim them. Dare say I would. Yeah, fuel gauges. So, and again, these were cheapies off AliExpress. But they're bloody fuel gauges, for Christ's sake. And you can't really stuff them up, can you? Yeah, righto. And chuck them back there on the hook. Hand-eye coordination is minimal. Oh, well, that's it for today's filming. I got the best part of bugger all done. You know, I put some of the videos on time-lapse. It actually makes it easier for me to disguise my mistakes. That's the only reason. But yeah, it's bloody hot as here. Humidity's high. I'm bloody still recovering from a knee injury, so I'm not having a real good time in this heat. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If any of you would like to sponsor me to finish filming this in Poland, Iceland, or one of those places, I'll be able to. We can work something out, negotiate something. But yeah, having a beer after work in the garage. But yeah, like I guess a bit of a recap. What can I say? Again, have a good look at the stuff that you're working with. Particularly in my case, buying them from blokes breaking down bikes in backyards. Try and say that 5 times in a row. You know, it's not from a dealership. It's not from a shop. It's not from a wreckers even. It's just some bloke who's got his hands on a motorbike and he's parting it out. So I guess the risk is all on me. But you know, when you get to my age, you get a bit of an idea of you know, what to look for. And at this stage of the game, I just want my frame to be true, not bent, no cracks. The wheels be round, preferably. The shocks, well, hey, that'll be. I know that's something I'm trying to avoid. Because manufacturers do not make them for blokes my size. And look, I am a beautiful 130 kilos, but I'm still 130 kilos. And but again, I've got to look at what I'll be doing when I'm riding, and I won't be going over tabletops and doing supercross. So the chances of me bottoming out will be rare. Depends, but yeah, a lot less likely. So I think I'm just going to go with stock after all that. It all comes down to money. It really does. I bought a shock when I did have money. It's off an 05 bike. Nothing wrong with it. I think it's a factory spring in it, which will be for like 70 kilos, but you know, who listens to that? Yeah, well, where to next? Righto, well, the next little clip, I'll just have a look. I'll give you an update of what I've received in the mail, things that are going on the bike. They're more blingy bits, but I still need them, like levers and guards and stuff. I'll be preparing the frame for paint now. What I'll do is I'll use an abrasive wheel, and I'll just go around and score the hard enamel paint that comes with the frame, just to score it, make it abrasive so the next layer will stick on it basically. And look, it's not something that's going to be in a showroom, and I'm not a spray painter, but you know what, I'm just going to give it a go I've got an idea of what I want to do to protect the areas that that normally scuff out from riders' boots and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a later video if you can be bothered following. So yeah, we'll get that done. We'll paint the frame, a few odds and ends. We'll polish the swing arm. I don't think I'm painting it now. I think I'll just keep it simple. Again, paint is an expense, and I don't have much money at the moment. So yeah, we'll polish her up. I've got all the stuff there for that, make it look shiny, and plus I've got those black plastic things coming from China, which will be 3 times too small, but we'll make them work. I've got about 6 weeks work pulling that tape off the front shocks, so there's some quality viewing there. And then we'll be packing bearings and replacing bearings in places that go squeak. So yeah, that'll be good. We'll get all that done while the paint's curing and put a few coats on it. We'll film that if you want. I don't really care. Yeah, we'll get it going, and then hopefully then I'll have the rest of the parts for the carby and the piston and a couple of tools I need to remove the existing valves as efficiently as possible without damaging them, because I basically can't afford new ones, so I'm going to have to make them work. So I've got a couple of things coming in the mail, which will be good, and yeah, we'll take it from there. But if you got any suggestions, just make a comment, add a comment. I don't really know how it works on YouTube, but just give me a yell and I'll try and figure it out. Advice, yeah, I'm open to advice. I'm open to advice. Again, I'm not a qualified mechanic. I'm just a backyard hack job. But yeah, if you got any tips to make it, make my life easier. If you got any tips to make me look prettier or lose weight, add them in as well. But anyway, it's about beer o'clock here in the Gold Coast, Australia. Humidity is about 390%. Can fry an egg on the back of my ute, and I'm having a nice cold beer, which will probably be flat now and hot because it's been 2 minutes. Anyway, cheers and thanks for watching, and we'll just keep going with this and see what happens, eh?